Brian Windhorst, former employer, great dude, nice reporter. The Rockets aren't done dealing, and they are trying to land Paul George to pair with Chris Paul and James Harden. If you're just tuning in today, major NBA free agent story. This is what the NBA does so well. Only the NFL is close. Star players plus stories equal radio TV ratings. This is why we talk NBA. Baseball could learn a lesson. Hockey's limited could learn a lesson. This is what the NBA does better than anybody. Only the NFL is close. Stars, stories, ratings. This is a great day. Chris Paul, James Harden. If you're Paul George and you wake up this morning and I could choose cold Boston with no stars, has a system that's very coach reliant, got to play real defense there, or I could go to Houston, no state tax, star-driven West, and play with Chris Paul, James Harden, and Eric Gordon. Paul George, that ain't close, brother. I'm choosing Houston over Boston. If you're telling me, I put yourself in his shoes, I can play Chris Paul. You look around the league, you got to have 3 stars. You go to Boston you're the star. Even if you get Gordon Hayward, if I could take Chris Paul, James Harden, I'm Paul George, no state tax, warm weather, move to the West, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would do that in a heartbeat. And now Daryl Morey, the GM of Houston, just got a 4-year extension. He's only guaranteed to get Chris Paul for this year. He is a dice roller. He will go for it. He doesn't believe in this patient stuff because he is seeing what I believe to be true. The draft is simply now providing you with 19-year-old players that are not physically or emotionally ready to elevate or contribute in most cases. This is Morey to Zach Lowe, NBA writer, after the Warriors won the title 2 weeks ago. Morey said, we're going to keep improving our roster. I'm reading this verbatim. We are used to long odds. If Golden State makes the odds longer, we might up our risk profile and get even more aggressive. We have something up our sleeve. Well, they have certainly already delivered on that. Adrian Wojnarowski told us, we just called him, there is more to come in Houston. Now, let me talk about Paul George for a second. There are times in a person's life that something is good, but it has great importance. I don't like overpaying for things, but there are times something is good that because of a need, it becomes great. Take Paul George. Paul George, a very good player, but he didn't make All-NBA first team. He didn't make All-NBA second team. He didn't make All-NBA third team. TheBigLead.com this morning has a story about, is Paul George wildly overrated? 23 a game, 46%, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, not a great passer. His true shooting percentage in the NBA is 70, plus minus 42nd. Value over replacement player, 27th. Very good, not a great player. And this is what happens sometimes in television. There's a show called America's Got Talent. It's fine. I don't consider it Cheers, MASH. I don't consider it...
it's reality. It's different.
But in the summer, it's a great TV show for a network. It is a great TV show based on scarcity of options in that time of the year. Paul George is very good. But if you're the Lakers, he's a great fit, not a good one. Lonzo, Brook Lopez, Brandon Ingram, Nance off the bench. Paul George is exactly what you're looking for. A spot-up 6'9" guy who can defend. I am okay treating Paul George like a star. In Phoenix, I'll overpay for a pool. In Colorado, I'll overpay for a 4-wheel drive. There are 3 things happening right now in the NBA that I believe make Paul George worth overpaying on. Number 1, if you're the Celtics or Lakers, you've been rebuilding for 4 years. Neither has a star. It's time. Number 2, scarcity of free agent talent. There's not a lot on the market. That's the reality of the current marketplace. And number 3, the NBA draft only delivers babies, not men. Paul George is an instant 23.5 a night, tremendous length, good size, can match up with a Kawhi Leonard, a Kevin Durant, even sometimes a LeBron James. So there are times that I will overpay, and there are times that good becomes very good to great. So even though his numbers don't tell you, he's probably not a 1 on a championship team. If he goes to Houston, I'd pay a little more for Paul George, or Boston. I would. There is just a scarcity of free agent talent, and the draft, 22 picks for range, no all-stars. It ain't giving you all-stars, and it ain't giving you grown-ups. It's giving you kids.